Electricast.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Dollar bets, dollar bets, dollar bets. Happy Friday. Happy day after Halloween.
Yeah.
What is up, Z?
Happy Diwali. Dang it. Whatever. I'm still learning. I'm learning things. I'm learning to control my emotions when I'm not driving. If the last episode gets posted successfully, my apologies. But I'm better now. I had my therapy on Tuesday.
Anger management.
I mean, it might as well have been after the Hail Mary.
I'm supposed to be the one with the rage issues.
Oh, my rage is just more controlled, but it wrapped around my bones.
You were like a Tourette syndrome kid the other day.
Correct. So basically, I want to shout you out for your sweet jacket. Dude, I was like, did you get a motorcycle? And it didn't tell me. I was like, no, it's a dirt bike. It's great. Because it's a Huffy dirt bike, self-added engine or whatever, motor thing. Basically, I'm also talking loud while O is finishing his pizza. And it's not DiGiorno. We're not sponsored by DiGiorno. We are sponsored by not Huffy, but do-it-yourself, DIY motorbikes in general. So basically, we have a good thing in store for you today. We got predictions for our games. Bounce back week for MSU and the Bears. Maybe, probably not, but maybe. And then the Lions continuing to roar, we hope, against the Packers. We also have a Final Four just preview for you, basically. I think we're both going to say the player of the year is going to be Cooper Flagg, but we could be wrong. What do you think, though?
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
By the way, and see. The season starts November 4th, which is Monday.
We are 3 days away from college basketball.
We're definitely going to just give you the tip of the preview iceberg here.
Just the tip.
So should we just jump into our Final Four and then get to football?
Start with college basketball? Let's get to it.
Why not? Okay, so this is Izzo's 30th season, if you're following MSU, which is awesome. I was freaking 12 years old.
Coach Izzo.
I remember I wanted to skip school. It was like Thanksgiving week, and we were playing Chaminade. And I think I did get out of school early so I could watch Chaminade MSU. It was great. It was like a 2 o'clock game or something, or 1 o'clock game. I got out of school. Thank you, Dad. So what do you got? Who's your Final Four? Should we just say, instead of going 1 versus 1, just tell me your Final Four, and I'll tell you my Final Four, and then you tell me your champ, and I tell you my champ. You show me yours, I show you mine.
All right.
Okay, go for it, sir. Who's Final Four?
I'll show you mine. So my Final Four, I'm going Kansas, Alabama, Gonzaga, Duke.
Okay.
Going pretty chalky.
Rock chalky.
Duke.
Okay.
Yeah, so start at the bottom there. Duke, I think Cooper Flagg is just that big of a deal. By the way, did you know he has a twin brother who is going to go play at Maine next year because Cooper Flagg decided to quit high school early? But yeah.
Wait, I thought Flagg was he didn't go early.
He did. He recommitted. This was supposed to be his senior year of high school right now.
He played with the whatchamacallits last year at 7. Was it at 17? Dang.
Yeah, I don't know.
He played with USA. Well, regardless, he's going to be a one and doneer unless he gets destroyed.
One and doneer.
So yeah,
Duke.
Brother's going to be
Gonzaga,
there forever. Okay.
And then,
why Gonzaga?
Why Gonzaga?
Yeah.
Because Gonzaga, it's just
Okay. Do they get some
They're a
transfers?
blue blood.
They're
They
not
get
a
some
blue blood.
transfers. I
Not a
mean,
blue
how are
blood.
they not a blue blood? I mean, they got one of the best guys in the country in Nemhard, one of the best guards.
Oh, is he like a?
So
Oh, that's right. I forgot there's still a COVID year. Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Just
we still
enough
got to
with
deal
that.
with that nonsense.
Enough with that.
So
So
yeah,
Nemhart's there. Okay.
yeah, and
Eh,
they also have Michael Ajayi. So
Okay.
they
Interesting.
got they got talent on that team.
All right. I mean, Kansas makes sense. I mean, I forget who they got that is new. But Alabama makes sense too. They have some of those guys coming back.
Yeah, Alabama's a basketball school now. There's a
Apparently,
rule.
because
They
they have
either
a
need to
better
make it to the
basketball
Final
coach
Four
than
in
football.
basketball or in football.
Nice.
So
So okay. All right. I do have Duke as well. I got UConn. Because dude, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I'm literally in this place I'm in now in my life and physically because I took UConn last year. Uh, so I got UConn, Duke, Arkansas, and Michigan State. Screw it.
oh yeah, screw it, huh?
Yeah, well, Arkansas because the Hogs got Calipari and they already had some gritty players. So I think that defense that he gets blue chippers and blue chip adjacent players to play defense. The problem is in against Oakland last year, they just didn't defend the guy started with the G. Oakland's guy with the G was what was the Golke or something? We went off for like 30 something. And then Shepard was terrible in that game, right? But like now they got DJ Wagner and like a bunch of other guys that were already there, and then it's coming in there. Got some recruits, got some transfers, mix it up. SEC is going to be really sexy this year with Arkansas and Alabama and Tennessee mixing it up right. And yeah, I like then MSU. The chemistry mix. You flushed the last year's chemistry issues. You got a guy coming back from a gunshot who was a strong player when he started, and Jeremy Fears. Yeah,
What do
and
you
I
mean
saw.
when he
You know what
started? He never started.
I said? He's coming back, then he's starting. He was starting to
Oh,
turn it on before he got hurt. And honestly, I think Richardson, it's progeny. I'm riding with the progeny. Cooper Flagg, Dan Hurley, and Calipari is a remix. He's at a place where they want him. He's going to be out to prove stuff. So screw it. Give me the Hogs. And then let's hear your national champion pick. I think I know who it's going to be.
all right. Who is your pick for my pick?
No, you got to tell me your pick, and I'll tell you if I was right.
um, I'm torn between two of them.
Okay. I know which two you're torn between.
It's not Kansas because I just can't do that.
You're torn between Duke and Gonzaga.
I am torn between Duke and Gonzaga.
What makes you so bullish on the Zags right now? Because what round did they lose in last year? I can't remember.
Last year they only went 16.
Oh yeah, they lost to Purdue, right? No,
I
yeah, they
believe
beat
so.
yeah they beat Kansas and lost to Purdue. Maybe I don't know.
Mhm.
Whatever. It was tough though.
Last
Whatever
year,
happened.
so
Yeah,
long ago.
yeah. They were in the West, weren't they? West region.
No idea.
No idea. We were in the West. Whatever. So yeah, why Gonzaga that high? Your championship game is either Duke Gonzaga or Gonzaga or someone else or Duke someone else, right? If they played in
Yeah,
the
I
semis.
just I just think first of all, Mark Few needs to eventually get one, right? He needs to get that on his resume. He's going to the Hall of Fame anyway,
Isn't he already
but
there?
yeah, which I'll never understand putting people in the Hall of Fame while they're still active, but so be
That's
it.
ridiculous. I mean, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA or College Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you should wait for somebody to finish their resume and then, because what are you going to do? Redo their plaque?
I don't know, man. They can get the guy that did Dwayne Wade's bust and be like, oh, yeah, I'll redo it. I'm available. I'm available. I'll do it. What do you want? Pewter?
Yeah.
What do you want? Mesh? I'll do whatever. Okay,
This
so
actually looks nothing like Dwayne.
no. Proverbial pistol to your forehead. Do you take in the Flagg machine or Mark Few being due for one?
Yeah, I'm raising the flag. Raising the flag.
Raise the flag. I think that's a better pick because I mean Gonzaga likely gets the Sweet 16 again because they've been there every time. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
By the way, since you are picking Michigan State, it is one of your Final Four teams. Over on the Only Colors, we just finished doing our season previews and we got our predictions going out tomorrow morning. I'll just go ahead and spoil that surprise. I picked Michigan State going to the Elite Eight this year.
To lose to
going one step further.
Well, yeah, I think that if they avoid UConn and maybe Duke, they can make it. But again, it's Final Four, and it's like, is this if you're listening, you're familiar with Michigan State. They usually like run roughshod over a region and then run into a freaking dynamite final. Their semi-final record is terrible, right? Their only good win in the semifinals was beating UConn actually in 2009 in Detroit, and that was a hell of a game. But even in the semis, the year they won the title in 2000, I mean, they against Wisconsin, it was just a slog of a game. It sucked, actually.
I was at that game.
Yeah, I bet you were. Yeah, you were in that game. It was weird, right? It's like, oh, we got to play these guys again. Ugh.
Yeah. Wasn't that the fourth time that we played them and the fourth time we beat them?
Fourth time we beat him. Fourth time we played him. Yeah. Okay, so who do you think I'm taking? Or should I tell you? I mean, you started this.
So it's not going to be Michigan State.
Correct.
You're probably going UConn again.
Correct. I'm going UConn. You know what? Fool me once, which they did. They won, and I didn't see it coming, even though I should, because they were pretty decent that year. But I liked UCLA that year until Gonzaga knocked them off. And then, but last year from the get-go, I was like, oh, UConn's taking this thing. I'm like, I hammered it. But
yeah, they did.
Full disclosure, I put like between 225 and 250 total, and I won over $3,000. So shows you that the odds weren't respecting them, right? And I think that's going to happen again. I might not take it at the beginning. We'll see. And that Maui Classic is going to be a good one. It's got UConn, it's got UNC, it's got Iowa State, Michigan State, and some other people that are going to be. And I really think it will set up like probably Duke, MSU, and UConn, Arkansas. Something like that. That would make sense to me. So, yeah, I think that's what we got there. Player of the year, probably Cooper Flagg. Coach of the year, Calipari. Or Izzo.
Calipari or Izzo. For coach of the year.
Calipari or Izzo, right? I mean, you don't have any sleepers in the Final Four, so I don't.
What would Izzo need to do with this team, with this roster, to be coach of the year?
Top 3 seed, honestly. Yeah. I mean, there's some talent that is just like it's kind of under the radar talent. Everyone's talking about Akins. I don't think he's going to be the one that gets us there. I think it's going to be those other guards. The two I like Holloman, Fears obviously, and then Jason Richardson's kid is very ridiculous. Like
Jace,
yeah, he's going to be good. Well, it's like, do you have that spidey sense for most sports where you see something like once or twice, you're like, I have that for college basketball usually, somewhat for football, but mostly just for college basketball. And it's just like my spidey sense went off against a Division II team, but I was like, this was not what I was expecting. This guy's got some burst. And I think if they can work that in, that because he's not like some guy that comes in, he's the progeny that comes in, right? You're like, oh, I know what your dad can do. I mean, look at Bronny James, and then like these other guys that come in like, well, why not give him a shot? His dad's awesome. Like, you know what I mean? And when you're a legacy player, you kind of get this like this sense of like, well, yeah, I mean, look at my dad. You don't know who my dad is, you know. And I think it'd work in their favor. And I think Booker, he's a former McDonald's American, as a spirit, and I think he's gonna turn it on and leave early. Still a struggle on defense at times and rebounding at times, but he's got that stretch four body. You gotta love a stretch four body. Picture him in Denver or something, dude. And late first round in mid to late first round at this point in Denver, shooting threes, jamming off of Jokic passes. I can see it. So yeah, I mean, just you think anyone from that like middle group or back end top 40 is definitively going to be a coach of the year candidate? No. I don't know. We'll see. One quick piece of college hoops news. Grand Canyon's going to the Mountain West Conference.
Yeah.
And the WCC was like, oh,
and Z could not be any more excited. Z is Grand Canyon's biggest fan.
Yes. Loops up. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. So there we go.
What is their mascot?
They're the antelopes or the lopes. They're just the lopes.
Antelopes,
actually.
That's right.
They're lopes. They're not antelopes. They're lopes. Their mascot is really excitable college people that think they should spend that much money to go to that place. But it's fun. It's fun. I'm pretty sure it's a dry campus as well. I don't know, but
it would be nice if they built the campus inside the Grand Canyon.
They actually did build the campus in the Grand Canyon. It's at the bottom of the canyon. You need to take donkeys to class. It's awesome though. It's Bryce Drew running that stuff, man. I love it. Loops up. Okay, so what are we talking? Pro first or college football?
Chronological. We start on Saturdays.
Start on Saturday. So we talking about just the big games?
What's the big game this week? It's kind of it's not my favorite schedule this weekend.
No, this is a DS week, man. Dogs.
Yeah. Can we just skip to next weekend?
Oh, is that when Ohio State, Penn State, dude. Oh. What do you think about that one?
Oh yeah. I'm going with the road team in this one.
I'm going with whoever Franklin is not coaching is what I'm going with. Drew Aller's messed up.
Coaches that you're not high on either of these coaches.
No,
I
these
know
coaches
that.
are
I just think
bad.
Talent at the end of the day reigns supreme, and there's just a lot of talent on Ohio State's team.
Yeah, I mean, you got Jeremiah
especially
Smith.
at the skill positions.
Yeah. Well, Howard's okay. He's not great. The running backs are good. Obviously Henderson and whoever else. Oh, Judkins was Ole Miss fan. He's really good. Yeah, Ryan Day is like, they should be getting so much more out of these guys. However, I think Oregon is just good, and they both played not their best game because they're two potential juggernauts going up against each other. That's one thing to consider. Another thing to consider is James Franklin is a living turd, and he's going to find a way, even if it's close, to make sure his team loses. And they will lose because he will lose. And however, if they find a way to just slow the game down and just jam that tight end full of catches, like he's so good. Number 44, Warren, I forget what his first name is. Sir Warren. We're going to call him Sir Warren because he deserves to be knighted after that performance against USC. Do you remember him from that game? I don't know if you watched that one. He might have been watching something else at the time, but he's really good. I'm going to just feed this guy, keep Ohio State's receiving core on the bench as long as possible, and then get to the end of the game and see which coach screws it up. You screw it up!
Yeah. One of these days, we've got to do like your Mount Rushmore of coaches you can't stand. James Franklin would be on there. Doc Rivers would be on there.
Yeah. Oh, how many? There's got to be more than a Rushmore. But let's do that next week. I love that idea. I absolutely adore that idea.
Yeah. You only get 4. So that is the only other top 25 matchup this weekend is Pittsburgh at SMU.
Oh, yeah.
18 versus 20. Who'd you take in that one?
I took Pitt because I just think
Pitt
like
as well.
I'm more familiar with them. I just think they're just kind of grind it, like find a way to win team, unsexy, but they might get to the playoff and then just get a crap bath on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like they might go to the playoff and play. What seed would they be? They'd be top 4 if they go undefeated, obviously. So they'd be the 3 or 4 seed and play a 6-5 or
get one of the 4 buys.
6-5, 12 or 11, probably.
Yep.
And then I could see them getting walloped by an SEC team in a 4-5 game. Ohio State, basically. Ohio State,
I mean, I feel like it's a
SEC
foregone conclusion that whoever ends up as teams 3 and 4 and get the bye, they're gonna lose.
I don't know, man. Iowa State and BYU have like some juice to them. I agree on Pitt and like Miami, but I think or SMU, but I definitely think that the other guys got some juice. I mean, Boise would finish ahead of SMU, right?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, Boise's got San Diego State tonight. They're favored by 20 something. They should win that. Genty is amazing. Real quick, I think we've talked about him as a Heisman guy. He's probably going to win it. And also, I literally think every team but the Lions should run his name to the podium. And the only reason I say not the Lions is just because you signed Monty and you have Gibbs, and it's just like those. You got a 1-2 punch. You don't necessarily need a 1-2-3 punch.
Yeah, and also, Ashton Genty will be gone by pick number 32.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I won't even counter that. There you go. Take that one.
All right. So one more thing in college football before we go to our picks. Before we run through our picks.
Yeah.
Oregon is going to Michigan. How badly do they beat them? 20 points, 30 points? What are you predicting?
I mean, Oregon's got a good defensive line, right? I mean, they have Harmon, who was at MSU. He was good. He's projected as a low first round, high second round pick, right? I don't really know much about their secondary, honestly. But do they need it against Michigan?
Yeah, that's totally irrelevant for Michigan.
No, if you can, basically, here's the thing. If Oregon knows who the tight end is on Michigan and freaking covers them, they're going to win by 30. But I can see Michigan
roll out 6 defensive linemen and 5 linebackers and no secondary and be over.
They should, actually. That would be amazing.
A 6-5 defense.
Here's the thing is Gabriel, for his problems in the red zone and his occasional brain farts of tosses for a 9th-year quarterback or whatever, he's at least his coach has more faith in him against a decent defense or a team with defensive players that are really good. They're not a great defense, but they have guys that are high end. And I just think that they're going to have more faith in Gabriel when it comes down to it. They're going to take some shots with those receivers, where shots that MSU just refused to take for some reason. Even though Marsh, the time he really was fed the ball, just like dominated it on that one play that cut it to 7. But and then their running back, I think his name's James, and they got that tight end Ferguson. They got too much. I would say it's going to be between 13 and 27. I don't know. What's your score prediction?
I mean, I'm going to make my range a little tighter. I'm going to go between 20 and 30 points.
All right.
So it'll either be a 3 or a 4 touchdown game.
All right. Just give me a random score then. We'll settle on that.
Random score? 49-21.
Interesting score. I 31-13.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Oregon's going to run more than they throw, but they're going to have a few good big passes, and then Michigan just can't score 21 points against Oregon. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think Michigan has a better chance of winning the game than they have of scoring 21 points for some reason. Because they'd have to like throw, like they don't have any receivers. They just have that tight end that we forgot about. It's like, and then we had some. You want to get to the picks now? We both took Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah. We differed on Ole Miss at Arkansas, actually. Were you thinking because
We
Arkansas knocked off Tennessee, so you think they can do it again, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Ole Miss playing for their playoff
And
life.
that's at Arkansas.
Yeah, Coach Pittman. Vanderbilt at Auburn. You went with Peyton Thorne. I went the other way. I took Vanderbilt. It was a much better team or coach, anyways.
I have a feeling I'm going to be giving you $1 on that one.
I hope so. Kansas State. I tried to trap you because I know you had Kansas State, but you didn't take the bait. You took Kansas.
I've learned my lesson.
South Carolina. We both have A&M at South Carolina. That could be a good game. I think South Carolina is much improved. I think Beamer's going to get a big job. Son of Shane Beamer, son of Frank Beamer, Virginia Tech Lord. Louisville at Clemson. I think Clemson grinds them out. Wisconsin, Iowa. We both took Wisconsin because we saw Iowa up front, and he can't be that good if MSU pounded. Pitt over SMU. I think that could be a low key game of the day. But I don't. Again, though, I don't know. I haven't watched SMU because they haven't played anyone worth betting on or against. Texas Tech at Iowa State. Texas Tech starting some quarterback that I've never heard of. Maybe it's their regular starter and he's just healthy. Iowa State, right? If we have to worry about that, Iowa State. USC Washington, we negated the dollar bet effect on this one because we think this is a turd, but we had to put 11 games to be consistent. You took USC. I took Washington, and Riley's on notice. He's on the hot seat officially after this loss because they still have Notre Dame left and some other games. Kentucky at Tennessee. I think Tennessee wins another ugly game. That would be my guess. Yeah.
I agree with that sentiment 100%.
Yeah, and then the first playoff rankings come out next Tuesday, right?
Is that coming out on Election Day too?
Oh, wait, is it? No.
So wait. So on Election Day, we're getting the first playoff seats and the NFL trade deadline?
No, I think that's...
This is all horrible planning on everybody.
I think you're right. College football playoff ranking reveal. College football, I'm trying to type. College football playoff rankings reveal. When does it come? Rankings reveal. Where is this? This is really horrible. Oh, yeah, Election Day. What?
Wow.
All right. Well, this is forget elections, and this is more contentious at this point, right? So we'll have our preview for that on Monday. So,
we're going to do a special election coverage episode on Tuesday.
Yeah, we're going to have a 4-hour election episode.
All we're going to do is talk about the NFL trade deadline.
We have to shave a political candidate's name into our back hair during a 4-hour marathon. It's going to be live. You can see our faces this time. Yes, that's what you want. O's a stud. Okay, so pros. So my thoughts are I think I tried to allude to this last time, but you ever been in a position where you're like, ugh, should I root against this team so the coach or whatever player is just gone, you know? And I'm like, I want to, but then when the football gets kicked off, I'm like, go Bears. My meathead Bears fan dilemma is no more. It's just Bears. But I'm like, it's the best of both worlds. I get to watch the Bears. I get to turn my brain off for 3 hours and be a meathead and then scream Bears, beautiful Bears, and then they lose, and I get to want to fire the coach immediately. But there's such a ragtag, crappy small business that type of mentality that it's like, whatever. They're not going to fire him at the end of the year. So whatever. So in the Lions, on the other hand, they're pissing you off because you're worried about the trade deadline, which we'll get to that too. But let's just go over picks and then we'll talk about our favorite stuff. Okay, so you go ahead, sir. I'll let you do these.
You want me to read them?
Yes, sir.
All right, we got. Today's Friday. There was a game last night that we both got wrong. We had both picked the Texans over the Jets.
Yep.
So since that game already happened, let me just ask you real quick.
Yeah, I
Do you
watched
think
it.
the Jets can turn around their season?
Make the playoffs?
We get to 500.
There's
Get
no
to
such
nine and
thing
eight.
as
Get to
9 and
nine and
8.
eight.
9 and 8 goes to the playoffs. So I think, all right, a 9 and 8 team in the AFC is definitely making the playoffs, right? Because you're
Potentially.
looking at Pittsburgh, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Texans have a good record. Everyone else is not a good record, right?
Right.
So there's like a couple teams that are like Chargers, Broncos, Bengals that are kind of around, right?
So just so you
Colts.
know, last year in the AFC, the 7 seed was 10-7, and in the NFC, the number 7 was 9-8.
Okay, well
With
that's
other 9-8 teams not making it.
it's going to be the reverse of that this year.
Yeah.
I think the NFC North is just like, unless they beat each other up so much, there's going to be like a
Yeah, because remember, there's only been 2 games in that division thus far. So the cannibalism has not begun yet, and it will.
Yeah, the hungry
It's going to be.
cannibalism.
It's like the SEC. The SEC.
Well,
Remember at the beginning there was like 6 teams that were like top 12. And
Yeah.
now there's like 4.
I still think they can get 6 in the playoffs, maybe, but they'll probably get 5. I mean, Boise's definitely in unless they lose games, I think.
Yeah, but Boise's not taking a spot from the SEC. Boise's getting the group of 5.
Probably, but maybe not. I mean, if they win out and Army wins out, what happens?
Well,
Right?
depends what the rankings are. I mean, technically, they could both get in.
If they win out, then Army beats Notre Dame and they beat the crap out of every other team in their schedule, I think they're in. And then Boise has a Heisman favorite, and they only lost to Oregon. I think they're in too. And then who loses
Right.
out? I think a Big Ten or SEC fifth or sixth SEC team or the third Big Ten team goes bye. But we're on the pros now, aren't we? Sorry.
No. First, just one last thing. Big Ten is definitely getting at least 3. It could possibly be the 4th Big Ten team getting the cut there. But anyway, back to the pros. All right.
Michigan State beats Indiana. Indiana loses Ohio State. Indiana is not getting a 10-2 that schedule.
True.
Yeah. But we'll see. Penn State has to drop 3, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's a good point. 9-8 in the Jets. They have the running backs, the receivers, and the defensive line. They don't have it. They don't have the coaching. Aaron Rodgers is iffy. But can they get to 9-8? I don't care because I put them under 10. As long as they're under 10, I get paid. But my answer is yes, they could because of their schedule. Buffalo is the only team they play that projects as a playoff team the rest of the way. That's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I hope not. I just that's what I'm saying with my heart because I don't want to hear more about Aaron Rodgers, but they are weak division.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, the schedule definitely plays in their favor. I'm going to say 8-9.
8-9. Okay. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying too. 8-9. So yeah, they'll find a way to drop one of the Dolphins and one other one. I think they've lost 6 games. Yeah, Bills they'll lose. Dolphins will lose 1 and they'll lose one on the way. So yeah, picks. All
right, let's get back to the picks. All right, so we both got the Thursday night game wrong. Moving on, we got Cowboys at Falcons. We are both going with the ATL.
I got a confession about that one.
What's that?
My confession is that I knew you would not take the Cowboys, and I didn't want to lose $1. But I think the Cowboys should win that game. But the Falcons are really.
Are we getting to know each other too much that we're picking?
The Falcons are inconsistent.
That's how
man.
the other person's going to pick.
They're so inconsistent. All right, go ahead. Bills and Dolphins.
All right, so we both have the Falcons there. Dolphins at the Bills. We both go with the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders at the Bengals. We both go Bengals. Chargers at Browns. I'm surprised we agreed on this one, but we both went Cleveland.
Yep. They're a different team now.
In the toilet bowl, we've got Pats at Titans. I went with the Pats. You went with the Titans. So
yeah, I think the best unit in that game is the Titans' defensive line. and every
I'm
other
willing to bet
unit
that special
sucks.
teams on one of those teams is probably the best unit in the game.
No, the Titans have the worst special teams they've had
Yeah, that's
whatever
true.
Detroit did to
Especially
them.
after what the Lions
Well, week one,
did to them last week.
what's her face's husband, Simone Biles' husband, ran a punt back for a touchdown and against him, and then they stink, man. But
So the
you know
basic
what?
of vibe is the Lions hangover. Every team the Lions have played this year has gone on to lose the next game pretty badly.
How much?
So that's
What
not
does that
bode well for the Titans.
Yeah, but
What's
they're playing
that?
the Patriots. How many times has the Lions' next opponent played the freaking Patriots?
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I think that Lions homer is going to cost you $1.
All right. Commanders at the Giants. We both went with DC.
Close game, though, I think, again.
Yeah, here's another toilet bowl of a game. We got the Saints at the Panthers.
Yeah.
And once again, we disagree. I went with the Panthers. You went with the Saints.
Yeah, because they're not the Panthers.
Yeah.
Carr might be back for that, but they're missing some players.
I'm just trusting Andy Dalton as quarterback more than I'm trusting Spencer Rattler.
Andy Dalton's not playing. Is he? Is he back?
Going back to Bryce Young?
You don't realize he didn't play last week because of a thumb injury?
Yeah. He was only supposed to miss one game, though.
Man, you know a lot of Panthers facts. Okay. I don't care who's playing for them. They're the Panthers. I took the Saints.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can the Saints turn it around and be the team they were in the first 2 weeks where they were
definitely
blown?
not. Definitely not. Because they played the Panthers. They play the Panthers and then the Dallas team, which we've seen what they are. They're wanting. Okay, so what Broncos at Ravens? Do you think this will be a good game?
I was just going to say, I think this is going to be a very close game. I could see this coming down to a last-second field goal. We both did go with the home team Ravens.
Well, they just added Deontay Johnson, and it's like anytime where you can get a receiver with a pulse that's more reliable than Flowers, who is good, but not reliable. I mean, the thing is that Lamar and Henry are doing together could be even better if they have better coaching, and we'll see what happens. But we took the Ravens, yeah.
Yeah. Just, Denver, wait, just real quick, going to give you some stats. Mm-hmm. Denver is third in the NFL in yards allowed. So, yeah, this could be a slow, grinded out game.
Yeah. They also played a terrible schedule, the Denver Broncos. Terrible schedule.
All right, where are we at? Jags at Eagles. Both go with the Eagles.
Yeah, boring.
All right, here's your game. Your Bears are going out west to the Cardinals.
Yeah. I'm going with the
talent disparity. I bet against the Bears in every game.
Yeah, the talent disparity is
dollar on this one.
I don't know anything about Arizona's coaching staff, but I mean, the Bears coaching staff is miserable. However, I liked seeing that video of Caleb Williams all pissed off during the Hail Mary. And I like that there was a team meeting and they're throwing the coaches and players are throwing each other under the bus. But here's the thing. This is just setting up to be a supreme Bears finish of the season when they start off 6-3 and they finish 7-10. And the coach gets fired. So this is what I'm expecting. By any means necessary, the Bears beat the Cardinals, then they beat the crap out of the Patriots. They blow the game against the Packers, and then the Lions or the Vikings, they win that one, and then the Lions end their hopes during Thanksgiving, and then the Bears lose out. Let's go! Let's do it!
All right, so that's that. Now we get to my game. This is the game of the week. Lions at the Packers. For the division lead, for essentially the top spot in the NFC. Forecast is calling for a rainy day.
Oh, yeah? Has Green Bay had a bye yet?
No, they have the bye after this game.
Okay, so they'd be tied with probably the Commanders for if Packers win, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Or the
I am
Eagles.
obviously going to let my homerisms guide me and say the Lions win this, but
How much? How many? How many points do you think they win by?
I mean, they're definitely not putting up 52.
Yeah,
This could be a low
Packers
scoring game.
defense is. Why do you think? Wait a
This could be a
minute.
game in the teens.
Based on what?
Based on, I think both teams are going to want to run. I think the weather is not going to allow much of a passing game on either side.
Um, I don't
I
know.
could see this being like a 20-17 game.
I guarantee the winner has at least 24.
Okay, but
Because
you're the
here's
winner.
the
Are
Lions.
you picking the Lions too?
Yeah, here's the thing. I think the Packers score late, or they just give. They don't get the Packers will not give ass in this game because for some reason they can't play a game that's not close. But they should. They don't have any business being in this game because Detroit will be prepared, and Love is gonna give ass, but he's gonna like take ass too. I think he's gonna get. I think Reed or Jacobs will keep him in the game. Maybe Kraft leaking through the line and just the linebackers. I've said this. I don't think much of the linebacking core for the Lions. They do have some opportunistic secondary players that might. It's freaking. Hey, someone's beeping, disagreeing with me. Great audio. Some guy in the background just honking. Maybe Zoom blocks it out. Yeah, I think it's a close game. I'm going to say it's between 3 and 6 points. Detroit wins. I'm going to go with, let's see, 30-24.
30 to
Detroit.
24 Lions?
Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
a little higher scoring than you, but kind of a similar thing. I was surprised you didn't say their Lions are just going to blast them, but I think maybe this is a result of being a tortured Lions fan that's no longer tortured, but still in the back of your head is like, oh, you know what I mean? Because Green Bay has owned Chicago according to Aaron Rodgers. Ah, what a piece of crap. But yeah, I think this is definitely the game of the week for sure. Like, and it's not particularly close either. This should have been flexed hard, like to the Sunday night, replacing what Colts and the Vikings. Ugh.
Which that is another bet that we have.
Yeah, I took the Colts, man.
Yeah, I'm taking the Vikings at home. I think the Vikings just need to end their little losing streak
Flacco
against a bad Indiana team.
They're not bad. They just don't have a great defense. Their defense is their offense is fine with Flacco.
Minnesota's got a pretty good offense.
I'm not worried about it.
All right. Well, it's just $1, so don't
this
worry.
Is $1, whatever. I've lost more. I will lose more again. I've won more too. Win some, you lose a lot. Last
All
game,
right, and then 2 more games. We got the Rams going to Seattle.
The Rams in Seattle. Oh, my bad. I forgot about the game. I jumped ahead to the Sunday night game.
It's okay. There's really nothing much to talk about in that game.
We took Seahawks because you have to take a pick. I really think the Rams are going to win, but I just took the Seahawks. I don't know.
Yeah. And the last game is Bucks at Chiefs. We both went Chiefs.
That one is still going to be within 10 points no matter what because the Chiefs just like.
So here, while we're on the subject of the Chiefs, I'm going to look at their schedule real quick.
Are you saying the Chiefs can go undefeated?
No. I'm going to try to predict when they're going to lose a game. So they've got Buccaneers at home this week, win. Then they host the Broncos the following week.
Win.
Then they go at Buffalo.
Win.
Think that could be the loss? No, you're going to win there?
Yep.
Okay. At Panthers, win. Host the Raiders on a short. Oh, they got a Thanksgiving game, huh?
Against the
Raiders.
Thanksgiving is not November 29th, dude.
It's not. Then is the Panthers a Monday night game? How's it?
Here's why I know this schedule quirk. Thanksgiving is always the 4th Thursday, so that's why.
Oh, that's a Wednesday game. Wait, what? Oh no, that's not right. I'm in the wrong month. What's going on here? It's a Friday night game.
It's Black Friday.
Why is there a
Because we're playing Black Friday, man. Because America, consumerism, consume some football, bro.
Oh, dude, I'm going to be at Best Buy that day.
I'm going to say they either lose to the Steelers or the Browns.
So they got the Steelers in
maybe both.
Their 14th game and the Steelers in the 16th game.
They're going 15-2 is what I think. And they win the Super Bowl over either Lions or...
So the Browns, so you would say they would get off to a 13-0 start, at least.
Yeah.
I'm going to say they lose at Buffalo.
Well, we'll have to dollar bet that one eventually.
We will dollar bet that one in a couple more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Player of the week. Who's that going to be?
David Montgomery for the Lions.
David Montgomery. Okay. I got. Let's see. Caleb Williams. Let's do Homer, man. Let's be homers.
Homer's
bounce back.
Dope.
All right.
All right. Hope you guys all had a wonderful Halloween.
Ooh, we're ready for some spooky ass
with
football.
dollar bets.
Dollar bets. Oh wait, signupexpert.com/dollar bets. Put on some November to remember /Movember if you're a guy, and if you support the fellas, donate to that stuff, but also donate some money to the gambling gods and bet on some college basketball futures. Take Duke to the Final Four. Your other options, look at MSU, Arkansas, the Final Four, and take either UConn or Duke to win the title.
Yeah. And remember to vote.
Yeah, or don't. But do whatever you want. Play some sports, watch some sports, have a good time with your loved ones, and anyone else who might be in your orbit for the weekend, All right, bye.
Hey, heard you like podcasts. Well, check out Dollar Bets. Two sports guys with faces for radio, betting live money against each other on air. That's Dollar Bets with a Z. Find us on the Winner's Edge.
Hi, I'm Geraldine Glass, and I'm excited to share a new healing music offering, an extended version song called Joy Reboot, a unique fusion of pop, classic, rap, soundscapes, and funk to inspire collaboration and bring unity through sound. For us, Joy Reboot is music medicine, out now with Electrocast Records. Electrocast.